Well, well, well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Doc here from North America, and it's looking. The numbers are out, and excuse me, and it looks like things are not the way they were hoping. You can see the stock market dropped. I guess you can say the S&P's dropped about 40 handles, and so the pressure is on. I guess you could say that's the best way to describe it. Double checking right now to make sure the sound is working right. Yep, there it is. Sound is fine. We're good. 5 by 5. Excellent. All right, so there it is. 114,000 jobs added in July. And what was the number that they were looking for? 17,000 jobs of government last month was okay. That numbers as usual. The private sector is feeling the pain, and for some reason this month the government didn't hire as many people. Mainly, and we've told you over and over again about the way they calculate it now is not exactly as smooth as it used to be. Let's put it that way. It's 60 labor force participation. Let's see, was it 62%? Basically what it comes down to is that we're not really growing. We haven't been really growing. The government is the only thing that's growing. And government only takes, doesn't give. In other words, everybody thinks it's giving you, but it takes tax money from you and gives it to somebody else who's not working, which is not too logical because then they don't work at all, and then the economy goes down. So Dow's down about 450, 500, bouncing in between. You can see here. See how, let me do this right here. This is intraday, this is an intraday, this is an intraday, and this is an intraday. They're just different sequences. And this is the most delicate or the shortest term. You can see the news came out and it's glided down and then it's glided down again. A little bounce there. But nothing major, I guess you could say. So, let's get into the game again as usual. Besides what's going on at this split second, let's talk about what's going on this day and week. That's what we do here. We have a spreadsheet over here in between Dukascopy and Chicago Quant, and what it does is it shows the track record every day for the last 45 years. We do this. Constant track record of what is going on with the things we follow, and so you can see wheat here, 8 weeks in a sell. We don't even do the dailies because I just put it in there because a lot of people like to just see the weeklies. Crude oil is 2 weeks in a sell, even with that action where we're a second day in the buy. Let's see what crude oil is doing right now. Right there, and it's pushing itself back into the sell. It's been in that weekly sell right there, and the overall, I guess you can say, is that what worries they had with the oil sector is starting to back off and calm down again. Where are we at now? Are we really in the 74s? We're in the 74s again. So we're actually going after this week's low. And so I guess they figure that the world is not going to go up in flames, and they're not going to start a war, and oil and all that other stuff that goes on, bombing production and so forth and so on. And that's what the concern was. So anyhow, this is what we do. We every day show you our algorithm We talk about algorithms in markets. We talk about the stories that are out there that match up in the end or try to justify why our algorithm is doing something. Because a lot of times our algorithm will tell you to be selling, and we're like, wait a minute, isn't everybody in love with that? And it's not overbought, is it? And the next thing you know, our algorithm is telling us almost 8.6 out of 10 times, almost consistently for the last 45 years, it's going down in value. And that's pretty much what the name of the game is. To know the trend. Know which way the momentum is going. That's what it comes down to, as we used to say on the trading floors. MOMO. Momentum. Which way is the momentum? What is the trend? And that's what our math does. It helps the option traders to adjust their deltas, the binary traders to adjust their deltas, and the average trader to be in the trend, which is almost 8.6 out of 10 times, which is not bad. In other words, 86% of the time we're right and 14% of the time we're wrong, which means that if you keep on following the numbers, you're a winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, I don't see anything on the chat line at the moment. Let me just double check that, because there's nothing on the. Oh, there's Robin. Robin's saying hello. Hello. Do, 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 do. All right, that's it. Just Robin so far on the chat line. Good morning, Robin, and good morning, traders. So from there, we slide over to the dollar index. Let's see what the dollar index is doing this morning. Okay, year over year change in payroll. Healthcare and government is the bulk of it. And then leisure and hospitality is I guess you could say is an eighth of it or a quarter of it. Not even 3/16. Construction is like an eighth. Transportation and warehousing is not even a 16th. And information technologies is not even a 32nd or a 64th. It's so small. In other words, it's like 4 times smaller than a 16th. We're old floor traders, so we kind of always think about things in steenths and eighths and quarters and halves. And I know that we do the, we do numbers, round numbers now. But, what it really comes down to. Why the differences between the gap between payrolls and household surveys. July unemployment rate at 4.3. What were they looking for? We should put Dukascopy up there. Let me take a look at the Dukascopy calendar. There it is. Let's see what the actual numbers were. All right, let's go with today. There it is. So, what they were really looking for is, let's see, average hourly, okay, non-farm payrolls, they were looking for 206,000. It was 114,000. So it lost almost half of what they were hoping for. Average early unemployment rate, they were looking for 4.0 forecast, and it is 4.3. So in other words, as we say here, the only thing growing in this economy is the government. We don't see private sector benefiting much. We are probably, I don't know if, let's put it this way. We follow the algorithms, and so we're probably towards the bottom overall when it comes to the, let me rephrase that. We're not near the bottom when it comes to the stock market itself. When it comes to the currencies, it's kind of fascinating. Let's go take a look at, did I show you I didn't even show you, there it is. That's the dollar index. And you can see it's moving down. It's still in a 3-day sell. It's been in the sell since up in here in the 105 area. That's what that line right there tells you. It broke through our zero line there in the 10, was that 105 and change, 104.7, and we've drifted all the way down to 103 and a half. That's where we're at 103.86. Looking at the stock market, there's the S&P 500. We went into the weekly sell last week in the 5,600 area, moving in. We went into the daily sell right there. That's what that represents. It tried to get into the buy by lifting it through the zero line. Luckily, we had a red and a green dot, so that's fine. So kept it into the sell, waiting for the next day. We had a cute little green line waiting for it here. It never happened. Rolled over again yesterday. You can see that pressure on it moving down. Let me do this. Go back to the chat line because I'm looking at the. Oh, there you. Hey, Janos, what do we got going on here? Was looking at the data. Yeah, me too. It looks like it missed in every direction. Well, I got still interest in MVDA VIX, and then I think you had something fresh on the sheets to look at. Fresh daily signal with a weekly background. Oh, all right. We'll take a look and see. Well, first let's see if we do this. There is the weekly. I saw, a few things trying to fall into the sell this week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is even trying to do it at this point. Let's show you NVDA. Let's see. Right there. And then we'll look at VIX. VIX is in a sell for a second day. I guess this is the third day now, isn't it? I don't know. Well, actually, VIX is in a buy, not a sell. That's Tesla, second day of sell there. Oop. Yep. We're playing with the weekly sell right there as we speak. What's happening?
You have a new visitor here, Thomas Yu.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, yeah, I see Thomas. Hey, you. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Thank you. So, what do you think about Brent? It follows the crude. We usually have our weekly algorithms on it. We changed our beta, and we don't have the weekly algorithm on it. But when we did, for many months, it follows the West Texas. So West Texas is breaking down. Let's put West Texas up there, and then I'll put a crude. And we're going to get that algorithm turned back on again so we can see our weekly and daily buys and sells and so forth. Let's go over to, I just want to show Janos the NVDA real quick so we take care of his thirst. There it is right there. Doesn't look like it's going to get into that buy, that NVDA. Remember yesterday they were trying to get into it and it just didn't happen. So you can see there it's, they had it spiked up. I told you not to worry too much because we were in that weekly sell there. All right, now, Thomas, here is crude right there. We're a second week in a sell, as I remember, right there. Yep, this is going on a third week now. So we've been in a bear position since the 81 area. We went into the daily sell here. We were in a sell all the way out into the 3 days ago. Went into a buy, lasted for 2 days, and now we're going right back into the sell again. In our algorithm, the way we use it for the last 45 years, it depends on how you're using it, but I used it to shift my deltas in my option positions. Okay, I was a floor trader. At the COMEX, also NYMEX and CME and all that other stuff at the old World Trade Center. So we use it to shift and when we go in, shift our deltas and make sure we're in the right direction all the time. So it went into the daily sell, everyday sell there. This is the weekly sell right there. And Brent moves the same exact way. Let's see if we can throw Brent up over here. Let me go over to that. Let's see right there. And there's Brent. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to shrink that down and bring it over to here. And then shrink this down so you can see basically both of them at the same time. They follow each other like magnetically. The only thing that makes them shift is the interest rate itself. So you can see here Brent is moving down just like it was doing here. You know, it's moving down. In this case here, now it's going into the sell. More than likely, it probably made it into that buy that day. We will have that back up again over the next week and a half. We're going to have the Brent and a lot of the foreign stock indices and so forth. So no problem there. Glad you asked. Welcome to the cybernetic trading pit. That's what we are, cybernetic trading pit, where everybody has a chance to ask any question you want. And I'm glad to meet you. What else can we say about the oil? I guess that's about it. I guess they're losing their nervousness overall. It wasn't a weekly sell, so when we saw the strength, we weren't exactly that scared about it, especially when it only lasted one day. You can see the second day here on West Texas Intermediate, it started to break down. It almost got into the sell that day. It was very close, 0.01. And the other two were at 0.02 and 0.02. So it was like very tight, and it was lower from the day before, and we were like, oh, this is not, being in a weekly sell now for a third week, we would have seen some type of bounce, and we weren't seeing anything. So this didn't fool us at all. Now we'll move this. This is the Brent right here, and you can see they have a habit of marching along the same way. They do that. They top out. I guess it would be, let's see, if I go like this, do I tighten that up? Yeah, I think I do. I tighten that up like that. And then you can see right here, there's the low there, there's the high there. It follows it. It's very, it's very consistent. And the only reason there's a premium between one and the other is the spread of interest rate shifts, and also, where they're deriving it from, that type of thing, cost of transportation and all that. All right, so we'll put that to the side unless you have any other questions. I'm just going to minimize that just in case you do. And that's where we are with the oil. Now from there, and you can see we went into a weekly buy right there just because we have contracted at this point. Then we finally got into a weekly sell going into this week in here, and you can see it's slowly, bouncing around but making it into these lows. Then we went back into a buy in this week right here. We always put the weekly buy and sell at the beginning of at the end of the week. So you can see it started to, once it gets through this manifold right there. This is our nonlinear manifold. It's like a overbought, oversold thing. So it gets up here, it's overbought, and starts to break the manifold, it becomes oversold. I mean, you sell it because it's overbought, and vice versa. Oversold down in here, and then when it comes back up through the manifold, you can see it tries to pop up. It had a gap up, and then it rolled over again. So that is the energies. All right, from there, what do? We go to, let me just stretch that back out again. There we go. And let's go back to the currencies. Giannis wanted to see VIX. Let's go see VIX. Here is the VIX. Right there. It's in a buy for a third. It's in a buy for a third day, and it's been in a weekly buy for 3 whole weeks through this zero line. When this is a fast algorithm versus a slow. And so that's why it's blue instead of green. And the weekly, has been in a buy since the 14 area or something like that. Went into the daily buy around the 13 area. There's your VIX. Did you ask for anything else? You said what was on? Did you see something on a chart or on the spreadsheet? I'm looking now. There's the spreadsheet. There's your MVDA. You can see that it's been in a weekly sell for 2 full weeks and 6 days. Went into the buy for 1 day. Told you not to worry about it. With that weekly sell, it's awful hard for anything to get going. Let's see. They're talking about the probability of a 50% cut in September Dow. What a confusing situation it must be for these bankers who don't understand banking. Like Mr. Powell. The fact that they're fighting inflation and they're fighting unemployment. Unemployment is at historic lows. Why they worry about it, I don't know. And at the same time, we're barely growing. The economy is really stalled. They can see all the jobs are government jobs. They're not private sector jobs. So it must be a really disturbing thing for these bankers who don't really understand finance anymore. These are modern times. And, ever since 1975, going into the summer of 75, when they legalized listed options, changed the whole market. I remember the guys at the New York Stock Exchange used to give me grief because I was an options trader. And they would be like, I traded off the option floor at the NYSE in the back room or the bond room. And they would be like, you option guys are killing the market, It's like, they were so used to having wide bids and offers and less competition. And then the options came in and it removed the zero-sum factor, and all of a sudden they had competition, and they hated that. And, that's where we are today. Unfortunately, money managers, I used to have a hedge fund many, many moons ago, and, it's like, there was only like 3 or 4 of them out of like 6,000 that even did anything I did, using options and, a long short side, where all of them said they hedged themselves. They don't really hedge themselves correctly. Most of the time they're just taking ridiculous risk, short-term risk. That's what it is. They're always taking short-term risk when they think that they're protecting themselves. And so if you're a trader or a fund manager and you're trading like it's 1974, get with it. Stop being like Mr. Powell, who thought inflation was transitory. It's nowhere near as successful as marrying options with the underlying products. The hard delta, buy rights and spreads and collars, and put them on against your stock, and it makes life a lot better and a lot more profitable. But anyway, that's me. So that's where we stand. You can see the VIX is a lagging indicator. That's what that is there. It's not a leading indicator, so it follows the action in the market. It doesn't lead the action in the market. Let's see. What else can we say about any of that? Is the chat line working? Let me just double check. Am I signed in? I guess it's working. Looks like it's working. Live chat, top chat. Okay, there it is. Now it seems like it might be more. Okay, there it is. So, what else is there? And Robin, if you see somebody chime in and I'm not seeing it, let me know. Let's see now. Where do we go? Let's go to the currencies. Giannis, what were you talking about? You saw something else. I've seen a few things. I think we're seeing weekly sells kick in a few other products. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Okay. Let's take a look at the currencies. What's interesting is that the euro against the dollar is doing really well. Look at that. No, that's Euro GBP. Look how strong that's been. It's in a daily buy for a couple of days now. It's threatening a weekly buy right there. And then take a look at this. There's your euro. Look at the way that thing is taking off. And I would imagine cable is just finally getting to the zero line. Yeah, see, it's just finally lifting up. But the algorithm is saying it's still not strong enough. Both have been in weekly buys for a while now. You can see here 5 weeks on the cable and 4 weeks on the euro. IYT. Okay, let's go check out IYT. Let's see. Let me do it on the beta. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so move that over. Because we have it on the beta too, which is cool. There we go. And IYT. I thought I had it on the beta. I have TLT. IYT is the transportation index. Let me go throw that up on the screen for you on the other one. Yeah, that's the Dow Jones Transportation Index. There it is right there. Heavy pressure. Let's close one of these. What is this? Okay, there we are. Close. There we are. Yes to all. And then there it is right there. Close workspace. Now let's try opening it again. That's the SPY right there. There's IYT, the transportation index. Let's make the background black. There we are. You can see there, it's in a sell for a couple days, and it's now cleanly through the manifold. It's been that way most of the week, I guess. Look at that. It's been there since Wednesday? I guess is Wednesday? No, Tuesday. Tuesday was the 30th. So it broke the weekly trend on Tuesday. So there's your IY2. That was it. Meta 2. Yeah, Meta. Let's do Meta on here. Here you go. Here's Meta on the beta. It's not showing us what they're doing today to it, but it's been in a sell now for what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And it's been in a weekly sell for 4 weeks or 3. Let's see what that is. At least 3 weeks it's been in a sell. I think it's 4 weeks it's in a sell now. What's it say on the sheet? On the sheet, it says Meta 2 weeks in a sell, so this is the 3rd week. Okay. And you can see that pressure on that at the same time. And then, let's see. What's next? Let's take a look at. They're saying that Kamala Harris is now Margaret Thatcher. How about that, huh? I wonder if the Democrats realize she's taking up Margaret Thatcher's policies. Far out. Oh, okay. Sounds like Kelly backed out of it. Yeah, it looks like Kelly's backed out of it now from Arizona. All right. So from there, let's see. Let's go back to the currencies unless someone wants to see something. I'm glad to jump around. I have no problem jumping around Also, we could take a... Oh, let's do this too. Let's see. Close that. Let's see what Meta is doing live right now. There we are. And here we'll show you Meta live right now. There's Meta. No, that's not Meta. Where's Meta at? Oh, I opened up the wrong one. Let's try this one there. There you go. Close. That's Robin stock. Okay. Open. Right there. That's the one we want. STK1. Here we go. Now here's Meta on Trading Live. Right there. It's been in a sell for a while, hasn't it? Meta. Oh, wait a second. That seems wrong. Why does it say 1 DS? It should be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 DS. Nine. Let's see, where is it at? 9 DS. There we are. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's... I guess we thought when we were talking about it, I guess we thought it was going to go into the buy yesterday, and somehow or another, I looked at it last night and realized it was in a sell, and I thought, oh, it must have been in a buy. No, look at that. That never made it into the buy there. So, and there's the sell. It just missed it there by like a very small few ticks. So, matter of fact, it almost looks like it's minus, but either way, 3 weeks is fine. It's in a sell for 3 weeks, and that's what it is. All right, let's go back to the currencies. Unless someone wants to see something, I'm very happy to shift back to back to those. Look at that. They're taking the euro up. No wonder it's been in that weekly buy. And it refuses to go into a sell, even with this glide down. And, look at that. It was in a daily sell, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it went into a buy for a day, went back into it, and another 4 days. So 9 out of 10 days it was in a sell, but it was in a weekly buy and refused to give up. And I kept on telling you, don't be foolish and try to play the short side unless you're doing it through options, like spreads where you don't take much risk. And sure enough, there it is. But on the hard delta, it was saying, don't be short. And look at it. Today, they're taking it all the way up. How the math knows, I have no idea. It just does. It's a formula that I invented, and it seems to work. And it's been that way for a long time now, 5 decades. Let's take a look at cable again. Cable's even the same situation, but nowhere near as flamboyant. And as you can see here, it's been in a daily sell for this whole ride down. It's at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is this 11 days? What does it say up on the screen here? There's cable right there. 11 days in a sell. Huh. It's not in the buy yet, that's for sure. And what's fascinating is we watched the Euro GBP pairs trade. And right there, I thought that was very curious. As a matter of fact, I was convinced this morning that was going to be my title today, is that Euro GBP flirting with weekly buy. Let's see, Yana says, by the way, any chance that NVDA could move into a daily buy today? Let's take a look and see. Right there. Right there. Here comes NVDA. And let's put it on the beta too, just to see what's going on there. Remember, it's not updating on the beta until New York opens up. Okay, it's on it already. So there is, it's a little bit down today. Look at that. There's the close yesterday. There's where it's at now at 105. I'm not seeing anything turn here at the moment. That's why you need to download the beta. You know, that's the answer right there. If anybody out there wants to see the beta, if you want to see the beta for free, we'll throw it to you for a couple weeks, if not longer. Just go to this particular website right there, ChicagoQuantTechnologies.com. Right there. ChicagoQuantTechnology.com. Just Google it and we'll get there and you can get a hold of Robin and he'll send it out to you. All right. No, I don't see that happening right at the moment. Not unless they explode. But I'll tell you this, imagine if the Fed did what everybody's wishing for it to do. Not everybody. Let me rephrase that. There's a lot of smart people out there that I trust that are usually right over the last 3 or 4 decades that make sense. They say they should not lower rates because inflation is going to show more strength over the next couple of months. And the last thing they need to do is like what Canada did 2 or 3 months back. They lowered their rates and inflation started to explode again up there. So the smartest thing they can do is just let it play itself out. It's been a great year for the stock market. If people haven't taken profits and hedged themselves now, that's their problem, not the Federal Reserve's problem. I don't think that there's that big a sell-off coming that it would be down for the year. I just don't see that. It's going to take an actual calamity, some type of war type of thing, an asteroid hitting the Earth, that type of thing. But I don't see anything more than that at this point. Even with Apple trading at $214.67, down almost $4 for the day. It started the year off, I think, somewhere's like, where was it? I think it started in the 160 area. I mean, the thing is up like 30 some odd percent for the year, or 40% for the year already. If you, as a trader and an investor, have not done the correct things to lock in profits and protect yourself, then stop fooling yourselves and think that there's a magic wand to it. The only magic wand, as Mr. Trump would say, is it's just hard work and doing the right things. And in other words, Mr. Obama said that Mr. Trump would never get us out of that under, around 1% growth. You would need a magic wand. He brought us up to 6% growth, lowered taxes, moved regulations away that hindered the economy, and boom, everybody was happy. So, in other words, the magic wand is if you've got equity and you need to hedge it, use the correct tools, sell the calls, take the premium from it, and buy puts. And at the same time, collect the dividend in your pocket. That's the name of the game. And for anybody to invest any other way is just a lot more risk. That's all it is. All right. From there, what would I wanted to see something. Oh, let's go back to the currencies, I guess. Okay. There it is right there. There's the Swiss. You can see the Swiss moving down. They're gaining against the dollar. They've been gaining for days, which is really cool. They know what they're doing. We need a Swiss banker to take over our Federal Reserve. That's what we really need. Because right now They're like the blind leading the blind. Okay. There we are. All right. So from there, let's jump over to the yen. There's the yen. I'm really happy to see it moving off because that's just was doing a Turkish inflation thing. They were really getting beat up. I mean, their currency had moved up 33% over the last year and a half. That hurts. Now, I mean, compared to Turkey, which has moved up thousands of percent, but 33% is like, ouch. For an industrialized nation, it's very hard. I'm amazed that Turkey is even functioning the way it does. It hurts. It's a tax on the population. It's a tax and hurts lower income people enormously. And I guess that's what President Aragon figures, that he's trying to do some type of experiment. We call it the Great Experiment because we've watched it go from 1 to 36. And I'm not sure what, like here, now it's threatening all-time highs again today. And, against the euro there. It's over 36 again. I call it the Great Experiment. It's gone from 1, then the 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, and now we're flirting with 36. So to see a NATO country like that to just kind of like fall apart is really weird. But under under the Prime Minister, now President, this is their style. This is what they do. And I can only imagine it's a great experiment they're playing with, hoping, I'm sure, to help the people, not hurt it. It would really surprise me if that was their objective, is to hurt the population. So, but it does. It really kills them. All right, now from the Turkish lira, we go over to South African rand. You see the rand has been in a little downwardly slope for the last 5 days, which is really good. That usually means strength in the metals complex. So what we'll do is we will go over to the metals complex and we'll show you what gold is doing. Matter of fact, let's see what it updated a couple hours ago on our beta. So let me put gold up there on the beta too at the same time. And it was up at that point, and you can see right there. Let's show it to you on the beta. Show it to you on the spreadsheet too. Coordinate it all together. There it is right there. Gold. 4 weeks in a buy. 3 days in a buy. And when you look at the beta, right there. See that same gig? There's your 4 days in a buy. This is going to be a 5th week in a buy now. So we started the week off 4 weeks in a buy, and then over the weekend we change that into the spreadsheet, and it'll say 5. Then we go over to here where it's totally live, right there, and ta-da! There it is right there. It's still at that, was at 2,504. This morning it was even higher. It was at 2,506, as you can see right there when you put the arrow over it like so. See that right there? Shows you where the close to 25061 right there. And you can see it on the side here. Now it's down to 2. It's moving down. And so that chart was updated this morning when it was up in that area. And I think the high today was, what does it say the high was? The high was 13 is there. And then it exploded even more. It got up to 22 522. So 2,522. So that's doing the same thing as the South African Rand in reverse. Right there. Nope, that's not it. Where's the Rand again? Right there. And the Rand is working its way down. And over the last 5 days, coming off of that high and moving down for the last, 4 days. That's it. And so now let's look at silver. Nope, not there. And let's go put the Rand back up right there. And let's go look at silver. Silver's having a hard time getting through the $30 area. It got as high as 29.35. And it's been in a daily buy for 4 days. And you go over to the spreadsheet right there. Hello, spreadsheet. There it is. And so you can see 2 weeks in a sell. See it right there. 1, 2. Go over to the beta. See the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing there. 2 weeks in a sell. This is the third week now. It's kind of popping up a little bit. Just like right there. Popping up. And at the same time, 4 days in a buy. And we're just a little bit higher, generating a little red dot, though, to tell us that there's a little noise starting to build. Activity, volatility build. That's what that's telling us. All right. And then from there, we go look at the gold of China. And that is copper right there. 2 weeks in a sell. Right there. It's trying to get into the daily buy as we speak. You can see that right there. And at the same time, it's been 17. Is that right? I guess. Did we make a mistake? It must have been 17 days down, and we must have missed it on the spreadsheet. I guess I must have cleaned that up. And so we went to the exchange, took the data, and realized that it was a buy. So now it is 1 day in a sell trying to go back into a buy. That's what it really is. 1 DS. There we are. And now it's trying to climb back into the buy. We'll see if it does that or it falls apart by the end of the day. All right. Now from there. I'm going to take a sip of water. Stock market's lifting. Let's take a look and see. The Dow's just picked up 100 points. Here's our intraday math for intraday trading. And you can see right here, went into the buy right there. That's 5 back. 3, 4, 5. Went into the buy right there. In this case here, it went into the buy right there. So it went into a buy. Let's go with the very short term so you can have some fun and look at it. So right there, it went into the buy right there for most of this move. Whoop. Whoa! Move that up there. Let's move it back down again. How do I move that back down? Alright, let's try this. Properties. A second. There we are. Let's see if that does it. There we go. It's back there. So you can see, oh, now that needs to be moved up. There we are. And so you can see here it's starting to flirt into the sell side again. Nothing major though. Oh, let's see what we got here. Meta, by the way, also, what did your algo show yesterday for Amazon, Intel, and Apple? Okay, well, let's look. I think I have all those too on the sheet. Not Intel though. But, I did put Intel into the algo from yesterday. Into the beta itself. Right there. It was in a sell. It's the second week in a sell. And it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days in a sell. So this is 10 days right here. These two represent, it's 2 weeks now. Today's Friday. So it went into a sell the Friday before, and it's been in there ever since. It hasn't been able to get out of its way. And this is not showing you where it's at now. This is yesterday's close. See, that's the first. Let's check out what it looks like over here. Do I have it? Yeah. Do I? No, I don't have Intel on there. That's why I put it on the beta. Let's see where Intel is trading as we speak. Let's see. It's down. I have it at $21.81. So it's down $8. There it is right there. That's yesterday's settlement. And right now, live, it's right there. 21.81. And then when we go back to the beta. Oh, here, let me do that. Yeah, there it is. So right now, it's down almost 25%. Then we go back to the beta. This is yesterday's close. So we were in the sell for that. What was the other ones? Apple. Let's see where Apple was. Apple, dapple. There's Apple. Apple was in a daily sell. And it was still in a weekly. Was it? Yeah. What is that? Where's it on the spreadsheet? Let's go to the spreadsheet. One week in a weekly sell. 13 days in a daily sell. And then I guess it was a red and green on our old platform. So it didn't go into the buy. That's what it came down to. So that's why it's 13 days in a sell. And then from there, let's take a look at Amazon. Right there. Amazon's been in a sell 7 days and 6 weeks. 6 weeks? That doesn't look right. Can't be 6 weeks. Right there, I only see 3 weeks. This will be the 4th week. Let me go take a look at it on the other platform. To be honest, I fill them in, and I hope that I'm always right. But I do it manually. It's not something. Let's see. Let me just go open it. Yep, that's sell. Pushing it down now. Let's open this up. Right there, the stocks again. There we go. Yeah, look at that. It's only 2 weeks. 3 weeks in a sell. Where does it say on there? It says 6. How the hell did I get 6? It's 2. This is the 3rd week in a sell. Right there. Just like the beta. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. I'm not sure why it says 6 in there. I might have typed in something that I was not looking at the time. Remember, I manually do that. Every so often there's a problem. Just like the other ones. So you can see right there. That's why it's probably pretty good that the sheet is up on the screen nowadays again. Most people followed the weekly sell. Now, what was that last one? Amazon show. What did yesterday's Amazon, Intel? Oh, we already showed you Intel and Apple. Okay. I looked at the Amazon head sell. Yeah, it's pressure. Lots of pressure. And wow, look at the way they're beating it down today. That's live there. So they got it down from where? 180? No. 160 down to a. No, wait a minute. What is that? That is 100. Let's see where it settled last night instead of guessing. It settled at 184.07. That's what yesterday's settlement was. And the pre-market puts these things from yesterday in there. That's what the problem is. That's what the pre-market does. And then, but that's where it's trading live at the moment at 167.55. So, all right, traders. This is Doc. I looked at that Amazon had. So yeah. All right. So what do we go with? We'll go with a title. I'll come up with a title. And everybody have a safe and smart weekend. We will catch you all on Monday. So TGIM. Thank goodness it'll be Monday. That's the way I look at it. All right, traders. This is Doc saying happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Ta-ta for now, traders. Safe and smart weekend. Ta-ta.